guys, so I'm here to show you the Colourpop collection with Twilight. I'm not gonna make too much of a long intro, but like everyone else, I adore Twilight, so when this came out I was so excited for it, and fortunately I was able to get the whole collection. So shout out to my boyfriend because he was the one that actually bought it and ordered it for me, so thank you to him. And I'm just gonna get started. I am gonna get started on something that is a little bit more I feel rude saying like kind of more boring, but it kind of is, because unfortunately when it comes to this particular item, the only thing that says that it's Twilight is the actual box. But regardless, look at the packaging. It's so nice. It's a nice kind of like a bluey gray with all the trees around it, and then on the actual packaging it says it's like diamonds, you're beautiful, which of course is what Bella told to Edward when she first saw him. And this is a shimmery dry body oil, and it is in the shade Like Diamonds. And the reason I say it's more boring is because when you open it, there's nothing that really says that it's Twilight. Like if you go around, there's nothing in particular that it says. But then when you look at the bottom, it has obviously Like Diamonds, and here at the very bottom it says Twilight. I feel like it should have had like something on here saying it was Twilight, but regardless, it's a nice sparkly oil, and I feel like this would be perfect for the summer. It's just really nice. I like that. But this one I feel like I'm definitely just gonna keep it into the packaging, because otherwise you wouldn't really know it's Twilight. The next three things I feel are like the most detailed. These are the Luxe lip oils in the shade Team Edward, Bells, and Team Jacob. Edward's, you can see the emblem. For Bella, you can see her truck, and then of course the werewolf for Jacob. And then this is gray, this is blue, and this is green. Such nice detail. We're gonna get started with Team Edward. This one says, what if I'm not the hero, what if I'm the bad guy? And then we're gonna open this one. I think for these I would definitely keep them in the packaging, because I feel like it's the most detailed, so that's one thing I'm definitely gonna keep. And here's what it looks like, and then if you turn it, it says Twilight. That's kind of what I expected from the dry oil, but it didn't really have that. And then on the bottom it says Team Edward. So this is a nice shimmery blue, and then when you open it, you can see more of the blue color. If I swatch it, there's not a whole lot of pigment because it is a lip oil, but I'm completely okay with that. You can still see the hue of blue in it, and I think it's just super nice. Next up is Bella, Bells, and her truck. And this one says, I was unconditionally and irrevocably in love with him. And let me open this one up. This is a nice red shimmer, or I should say more of a sparkle. This one does have also sparkle in it. And then when I open it, you can see a little bit of the red, and then swatching it, it's also very nice. So here's how these two compare, the blue and the red. And then we can go with Jacob. This is Team Jacob. Look at his werewolf, it's so nice. And this one says, really, it's just like an old scary story. And let's open this one up now. And this one, it is a black shimmer. This one looks like so pretty with a lip liner. Here are the three, and then here are the swatches for them. I feel like the black is the most pigmented, which makes sense, but they're so cool. I'm very happy to have them, and I feel like I would definitely buy more of them. So next we have the graphic ink liners. These definitely have the same packaging. The only thing that's different is the names, of course. So this is in Forever, Coven, and Vampire. And I wonder if they would eventually make like another collection and we have different eyeliners, because these are definitely based on vampires. Maybe they can have one based on the werewolves or something along the lines of that. Or maybe even some red liners for the Volturi. Because I'll get into the palette in a bit, but I know people were kind of complaining about the red. I feel like, or the lack of red I should say, I feel like they might come out with like a Volturi palette later on. I feel like that would be kind of interesting. Regardless though, this is what the liners look, and they all do look the same, so let me just take them out. So this is what the eyeliners look like. They kind of keep to themselves. I know what you are, say it out loud, vampire, and he's totally gorgeous, obviously. This is the swatch for the first one. This is in the shade Forever, and it looks almost black, but it is a sparkly dark green. Very nice. The next one is in the shade Coven. So these are what the shade looks like. The first one is in Forever, the second one is in Coven, and then the last red one, the one at the very top, is Vampire. I feel like Vampire is the best one out of all the liners. And unfortunately the one that I struggled the most was Forever, which kind of sucks because I was excited about that one since it is a green shade. I feel like the green one is like my favorite, but it's okay. I'll be okay without it. I'm just gonna, regardless of if I like these or not, I'm gonna keep it because it's all Twilight related. So this is the first Super Shock highlighter, and then this one is the second one. This one's in Meadow and the first one is in Vampire Skin. They have the same packaging, but they do have little sayings in them that are different from before. This one says, I'm not scared of you, so the lion fell in love with the lamb, hold on tight, spider monkey, and then you are my life now. The packaging for it is the basic Colourpop, and it just happens to be in the shade black. And I'm gonna get started with the first one, which is Vampire Skin. It's a nice silver color, very reflective and pigmented. It's very sparkly. I feel like this one I would definitely have to use a lighter hand with it because I'm more of a yellow base, and that one's very, I guess, more on the silver stark white, and this one is in the shade Meadow. This one's very nice. This one doesn't have much of a base color, so this one is much more friendly for all skin tones. It's right there, but the reflection of it's just so pretty. A nice pinky purple sparkle. It doesn't look too much compared to Vampire Skin, but this one is so wearable in my opinion, and I really like that. I feel like I can definitely incorporate these with also any eye looks, because you can add this one in your inner corner. It'll be like a nice standout shade. Now we can get to the exciting part, which is the Twilight eyeshadow palette. This is what the back looks like, and this packaging is definitely different from everything else that we've seen so far. It's of course the forest, but with nice fog, and then the red for Twilight. I mentioned previously that some people were complaining about the lack of red, but wouldn't they just do like another collection? I feel like they should do one, at least one more, in order to incorporate the Volturi, if that is, if they weren't making one for each book or movie. But regardless, this is what the palette looks like. And then you can see the reflective sparkle. And then this is what the back looks like. And when you open it, the first thing you see is Edward and Bella. And here it says, so the lion fell in love with the lamb. And here are the colors. The colors actually look so pretty in person, and I feel like it definitely looks much better than it did online. The first row is Edward, Unconditionally, Prom Night, Immortal, Ice Cold. The second row is Say It Out Loud, The Colons, Lion and the Lamb, 17, and Moonlit. Then we get to the bottom row. It is Impossibly Fast, Bella, Irresistible, Irregularly, and Forever Young. I'm not gonna swatch every single thing on here, but I do want to swatch two of the super sparkly shades, and I feel like that definitely stands out the most. The first one is Edward. Look how sparkly that is. It definitely shines like him. And the second one is Immortal. That one is more of a bluey gray. Goes very well with the movie, and that's kind of why they chose these colors based on what I was reading. They definitely wanted to go with the blue tint that the movie had. And then when I wipe it off, it does leave like a little bit of shimmer on my skin, which I'm okay with. But they're so nice. And then let me show you again kind of like what the palette as a whole looks like. I feel like that green shade is very pretty. That's really nice. Let's see see what other shade. I can do Irresistible. That's like a gunmetal. Those are definitely, or at least this one is more of a metallic color. So that was basically it for the collection, and I'm so happy that I was able to get it. I hope that they come out with more, and if they do, I would try my hardest to get them. But regardless, I want to say thank you so much for joining me and being here with my love for Twilight. I hope you have a nice day.